Well, welcome to our Thrive on Thursday for August 17th, middle of August. Woo! As we move right along through the year. Our topic tonight will be about energy and positivity and what that is, how that affects us. So I will begin by opening with an invocation. Sitting here in this space, as I breathe in that presence of light, that presence of the divine, that is the all and everything, the maker and creator of all and everything, I breathe in that expression of love and I breathe in that energy. And I feel it lift my body because I know exactly what it is. And I know that I choose to use it to lift me and feel it in the space around me. God is energy. And it is that positive, loving, creative energy that is forever expanding itself and just growing and growing and grows each of us in that joy, that passion, that freedom, that abundance, the beauty, love itself. That is good and very good. As we come together in this group tonight, those in physical presence and those that will be watching virtually at other times, I recognize and know that the spirit of the divine and that creative energy is everywhere all the time. There is no time frame that can deny how much energy comes from our conversation tonight. So everyone is blessed, and I give thanks for that. Great thanks to this book that I choose to use for our talk tonight and to those present to share in the conversation, because that is the energy that's good.
Woo, woo.
And so I let that be. Woo. And so it is.
So it is. Wow, that was uplifting. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a little.
The dog involved.
I know, it got the dog going too.
Got the dog going. I forgot he was in here. I so apologize.
Oh no, I love it.
Okay, so here's the book that we're going to talk about tonight. It is called The Energy Bus by John Gordon. And I learned about it through Toastmasters. It was part of our officers training for Toastmasters. But this is a book that talks about how we live, like what we teach in Science of Mind. It is so interesting how I find Science of Mind everywhere. It's not just us. It is how the world works. So this is a book about positivity, living in the moment to moment, in the affirmative good, which is our Science of Mind stuff. He quotes by saying, it's fun to look back on your life and see how certain events led you to where you are right now. So when we talk about change your thinking, change your life, that sentence matches perfectly. We can look back at what our life was before we changed our thinking, and we can look at what our life is now, right? Look back on what your life was and see how certain events led you to where you are right now. What events about that caused you to change your life, to want to change your life, and the thinking that went into that and what we teach. My first Science of Mind teacher always said, if you want to know what rules you're living by, just look at your life. You can go back into seeing yourself before you changed your thinking, and how would you have described those rules or laws that you lived by or that drove you? So were you living in negativity or in victimization or in positivity? Or did we only think we were living in positively because we really didn't know how to make it happen? There are a number of credits that the author puts to this book that helped him put all of this information together. And one of them is a bus driver, a very positive, happy bus driver. Jonathan Livingston Seagull, who said, you're never given a wish without the power to make it come true. Jack Canfield, the chicken soup guy, but he also authored a book called The Success Principles. And he also inspired the positive energy formula that I'll go over later. He mentions heart math. Now, heart math is something I've always wanted to study, but I have known practitioners of heart math and how much sense that makes about the heart and what it does. He mentions Lori Beth Jones, who wrote a book titled Jesus CEO. I'm just curious about that title. I may have to look that book up. And there's a story about Abraham Lincoln waiting for the Civil War battle reports to come in. And you can just wonder how that might fit into positivity. It's a story that's relayed by Jim Collins, who is the author of Good to Great. And isn't that a whole book about positivity in work? So the guidance provided in this little book is about managing our own energy and also about managing the energy of people that you work with and the people that you surround yourself with during the day. And my thought on that is some people are very receptive to the energy that you bring into a space, and some people are not, but they're not going to agree with what you're doing. But you have to kind of think about any energy that you bring into a space makes a difference, right? So the author starts out with an example in a workshop. He begins a workshop by asking people to get up and go around the room and greet everybody in the room. And when they're done, he asks them to go around and Diane looking around. Who's that? Then he asks people to get up and go around the room and greet people again, but this time greet them as if they're your long lost best friend that you're so happy to see. And which do you think has a bigger impact on the energy of the greeting and the room? Research has proven that positive people, positive communication, positive interactions, and positive work and team cultures together produce positive results. And in science of mind, it's proven that positive prayer and thought produces positive demonstrations. I'm going to read a quote here from the book. No one goes through life untested, and the answer to the test is positive energy. Not the rah-rah cheer kind of positive energy, although there certainly is a time and a place for that as well. But rather, when I talk about positive energy, I'm referring to the optimism, trust, enthusiasm, love, purpose, joy, passion, and spirit to live, work, and perform at a higher level, to build and lead successful teams, to overcome adversity in life and at work, to share contagious energy with employees, colleagues, and customers. And I think as practitioners, to share it with our clients, if we can, to our congregation when we're doing a talk, to bring out the best in others and in yourself, and to overcome all the negative people whom I call energy vampires and negative situations that threaten to sabotage your health, family, team, and success. That is science of mind stuff. Now, for someone who's just starting out in the search of something that can change the course of their life, because so many things have gone wrong and funneled down to that one point in time where you feel like you have bottomed out, you need something that this little book calls the 10 rules for the ride of your life. So we're going to go over the rules. And number one, the first rule is you are the driver of your bus. Right?
Yep.
Some people are not ready to understand, be open, and grasp the power of creation and change that they have. They live in an illusion, and it's the illusion that the world is only a physical world. And that is an illusion because the universe is made of energy, it's made of gratitude and love, and so are we. Bruce Lipton writes a wonderful book. He has a bunch of books, but he has a book about the energy of relationships. And my favorite teaching movie of all time is going to always be What the Bleep Do We Know? Because that movie teaches about the energy, how energy affects our life, the world around us, and our interactions, and how we can make a difference when we change our energy, when you become aware of that. So where do you want to go? What do you want your vision of life to be? What do you want to change? Rule number 2 is desire, vision, and focus. Move your bus in the right direction. Okay. Oh, I opened to the wrong page. She has this, they have a quote here that says, more people die Monday morning at 9 a.m. than any other time. How many people do you know hate getting up and going to work on a Monday morning?
A lot of
And
people.
what are they setting up for themselves?
Oh, yeah, bad day.
Yeah. Isn't that sad? Ooh.
I didn't know
All right.
that statistic. I believe it though.
Yeah.
Wow.
The energy of thought. Our thoughts are powerful because they are loaded with energy. That's why that's why this author, actually we're talking about the bus driver, is saying this to someone on the bus. That's why I've asked you to write down the vision of your life and your work and your family. There's an energy to thought. And when you identify what you desire and write down your vision, you begin the process of mobilizing the energy to create the life you want. After all, you can't go anywhere if you don't have a vision of where you want to go. It's like trying to build a house without a set of plans and picture what you want it to look like. It's like me driving a bus with no clue where my destination is. So write down where you want to go, put it on paper, and let that energy move you. Desire, vision, and focus. Move your bus in the right direction. Now, in this section under this second rule, there is also the energy formula. E plus P equals O. E for events, P for perception, O for outcome. Events plus perception equal the outcome.
That's science of mind too.
That is science of mind. And our perception can change anything.
Yes, that is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rule number 3, fuel your ride with positive energy.
I like that.
And she talks about true positive energy that you feel in your body and your heart.
Yeah.
Rah-rah is good for some occasions, but there's a true positive energy that really is fuel.
Did she suggest how you get that?
Oh, yes, but I'm not going to read the entire book to you.
Okay, that's true.
Number 4, invite people on your bus and share your vision for the road ahead. Find like-minded people to share with. Abraham Lincoln is quoted saying, "I am not bound to win. I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed. I am bound to live up to the light that I have."
Wow.
So in science, yeah, isn't that cool? In Science of Mind, we're taught to set our sights on an outcome that we desire. But what if it's beyond anything that we've ever experienced? Some teachers say, fake it till you make it. But so it doesn't mean that it can't happen. But there is some truth, even to what President Lincoln is saying here, that we can only go as far as our limitation, or as far as what we are, as far as what our light is. But from there, we can always continue to move again. If we reach that point of our desire, we can create a new path and a new desire and keep going and build on that.
Nice. What was rule number 4 again? Can you reread it?
Invite people on your bus and share your vision for the road ahead.
Thank you.
So I say find like-minded people that you can share your light with, and even some people who are already a little farther ahead of you, and they share their light, and then you pull each other forward.
Right. Nice. Nice. Thank you.
Rule number 5, don't waste your energy on those who don't get on your bus. You met people like that?
Yeah, some of them get on the bus anyway.
Yeah. And this one kind of blends with that a little bit. Rule number 6, and it's one of my favorite subjects because this is something we live with and it's not always easy to recognize. Energy vampires. Post a sign that says no energy vampires allowed on your bus. And sometimes energy vampires are family members or friends.
Yeah.
Or business partners.
Business partners. Yeah.
That's really hard, you know, when you have a team and your team has energy vampires in it.
Yeah. Yes, I have had men that I've dated that were energy vampires. So interesting. Oh, remember the book, The Celestine Prophecy?
Yeah.
So that book had a great chapter on energy vampires.
Oh, I need to look at that.
And it was the first I'd ever heard of it. And I thought, holy smokes, I am living this chapter. I was living that book chapter to chapter, but that energy vampires will take your dream from you and try to put your light out, or they want to use your energy to fuel them and what they're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah. I had a girlfriend that she wasn't happy that I had gone back to school after I got divorced, and she always wanted me to go play. And I said, I have homework. And one night she actually came right into my house, didn't even knock on the door. She walked right into my house, came over to my table where I was and shut my books and said, I've had enough of this. You're going out. And I thought, I got a project I'm doing. I'd love to go out with you. I like you, but I'm doing my homework. I had 2 bosses from 2 different jobs try to talk me out of finishing college
Wow.
because they told me it wouldn't make a difference.
Wow.
And then one of them gave me an ultimatum. If you're going to stay in school, I'm going to fire you. So you got an ultimatum.
Oh my gosh.
So I got fired. So anyway, the ultimate rule of positive energy. Your positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone and everyone's negativity.
Can you say that one more time?
Your positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone and everyone's negativity. Your certainty must be greater than everyone's doubt.
Yes, I agree. That's how you do it. It's hard though.
The example that popped up in my head was the clinical papers that Reverend Sue Ellen gave to us in Prac 1.
So that's fair.
The healings that came through those writings that those people did happened because their certainty that they could heal, that their body could heal, was greater than anybody else's doubt and anything that was going on around them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So repeat the rule number 7 totally again. I'm sorry, one more time, please.
The ultimate rule of positive energy. It actually is not one of the rules, but it was in one of the chapters I wanted to give you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it says your positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone and everyone's negativity.
Thank you.
Your certainty must be greater than everyone's doubt.
It's like the little girl who took the umbrella to the prayer session at the meeting at church when the church was getting ready to pray for rain.
Oh, that's fabulous. I love that.
You know, they're going to have a prayer meeting. We're going to pray for rain. And the little girl took an umbrella with her. Only one. Everybody's snickering, oh, yeah, look at this, And when the church service was over, the prayer service was over, and they opened the doors, it's pouring down rain. She's got an umbrella.
That is really cool.
That's great.
Were you there for that?
No, it came out. I've heard the story before.
Oh,
multiple times, but it came out of Alan Cohen's A Daily Dose of Sanity. The reading for August 1, maybe, I don't know.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that book because it has these short little readings, one per day, but they've got these cute little anecdotes. It's like, oh yeah, you could use that to make this point. It fits right in with what you're saying. So
that's a really cute story.
I like that. Rule number 7. Now we're on rule number 7. Enthusiasm attracts more passengers and energizes them during the ride. Your enthusiasm and your passion. Energizes the ride. Number 8, rule number 8, love your passengers. And 1, 2, 3. How did I do that? There are 5 ways to love your passengers.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. And I only wrote down 3 of them. How would that happen?
Maybe it's
Because I didn't turn the page. Okay. First way to love your passenger is to make time for them.
there.
Spend time with them. The second way to love your passenger, those around you, is to listen to them.
True.
Listen to them, meet them where they are. The third way to love your passengers is to recognize them,
True.
not just with awards and what they've done, but by truly understanding who they are. The fourth way to love them is to serve them. A great leader once said, the higher you get in an organization, the more it is your duty to serve the people below you rather than having them serve you.
Right.
That's like servant leadership.
Right.
And the fifth way to love your passengers, bring out the best in them. Find what moves them. Help them discover their strengths and provide opportunities for them to utilize the strengths and their skills. Rule number 9, drive with purpose. You know what you want. You know where you're going. Make it real. And here's the most important one of all, rule number 10. Have fun and enjoy the ride. So that is my discussion. So what do you think? What do you have some examples of some of those things? And what do you think?
All perfectly good.
Yeah. It's a cute little book.
Yes.
It's only actually it's 157 pages, and then it actually goes over each of the rules again with a little bit more information. You asked me about one of them, Diane. Which one was that?
We were talking about how positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone and everyone's negativity. You said it was a subset of one of the rules.
Yeah, there was no. I think actually
no energy vampires allowed.
no energy vamp, but I think you asked about rule number 4, focus on your vision, and you asked how to do that. Zoom your focus if I get on the bus. Oh, and those. Oh, that's an action plan. She gives an action plan for everything. Okay. Anyway, it's cute. Little book.
It is, yeah, I really like it a lot. It's perfect timing for me to have this kind of conversation.
Yes.
I really appreciate how the first one is basically personal responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, it starts there.
Yeah, I keep telling my granddaughter she's the CEO of her life.
Yeah.
So darn true, isn't it? It's actually very freeing too, once you
Right.
realize that and then honestly believe it.
Right.
It's very, very freeing and allows for more power for yourself, right? In a good
Yep.
way. You're not talking ego power or anything like that, but it's a very freeing construct to
Mhm.
Yeah.
be responsible and recognize that you are the driver of your bus. You are responsible for your life, for your thoughts, your thinking, your actions, all of that. And the energy that you bring to the table, the energy you bring to you in your daily experience life, even when you're by yourself, the energy you bring to your dogs, right? Your pets, even
Yeah.
plants, right? All of
Yes.
everything, all of it.
If we're all truly we're made of energy and we're all connected, then it does, we do make a difference. Like even when you said the plants, that's what's like, well, yeah, we make a difference on all of that.
Mhm.
The book is written in story form. So the main character is a guy named George who wakes up on a Monday morning and he's having a very bad day, right? And then has a flat tire, and then he has all these different things, and then the car won't start, and then he has to end up taking the bus to work, and then he realizes, and then he gets a call, it's going to take 10 days for his car to get fixed. And the bus driver is this lady who is just nothing but joy all the time. And so she teaches everybody on her bus, the passengers, about these 10 rules of life. And it's like, okay, George, you're going to be here for 10 days. You're going to learn my 10 rules in 10 days. And he's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So then she starts getting him, and she's kind of got him going. And then on Tuesday, he goes out for the bus. He wants to, see this lady again, and she's not there. It's a different bus driver, an old guy who's very straight and very low key and very non-communicative. So how's the perfect example? Wednesday, he gets back, and the woman, and her name is Joy. So Joy is back, the bus driver. Yeah, George, how you doing? And he's like, oh, I didn't think I was going to see you again. She goes, oh, yeah. And so, and then he's like, he can't wait to get on the bus every morning, learning something different about this process. And so by the end of his 10 days, he's like right on cue, to change his life and teach his family then and go forward.
That's lovely. I love it. Enthusiasm is contagious. It is contagious. Oh my goodness gracious, right? And I have to check myself in sometimes, right? Stop, check. Make sure that I have the energy I really want. Right? Even when I'm by myself, as I guess now I'm repeating myself, but even when I'm by myself, sitting at a computer doing something, right? I gotta sometimes not be so angry or resentful that I'm working on what I'm working on, but shift the energy about it.
Yeah.
Perception is everything.
Huh?
Yes.
Perception is everything.
I know. Isn't
Attitude and perception and enthusiasm. But if you don't have the enthusiasm in the first place, then it's back up and look at why and how can I shift what it is that I'm perceiving this to be negative into something that's not so negative. It's like the Zig Ziglar. What are the 100 or 10 reasons why you love your job? What are the 25 reasons you love your job? If you don't love your job, there's things about your job you do love. Probably one of them is that there's money involved.
There was another minister that I was with that taught, ministers teach this science of mind in different ways and to different levels. And this minister didn't feel that we could actually change circumstances. And he was very clear about that. But he said, what you do change is your perception of a situation. And once you change you, then that makes everything else different. And then some ministers will teach you can absolutely change conditions. And I think I've done both actually in my time. Mm-hmm. But perception, like Sue Ellen said, is very important.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what.
Yeah.
I think you can change conditions, maybe not as quickly as you want. but you definitely can influence conditions.
I
Yeah.
think,
So
I think if we have the faith to bring the umbrella, we can change the conditions.
we can change it immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
See,
you know,
and I'm sorry, go ahead.
at church, at United Life, when Suze was the music leader there, when we would have these times where we didn't have rain, and it would be going on the second or the third week with no rain, then she would rehearse the group to sing the song, I Dreamed of Rain and the Rain Came.
Oh, I love that song.
It's gorgeous. And they would sing it as the special music. And then at the end of the service, they would sing it again. And I will tell you that every time they sang that song, it would rain within the week.
Wow.
Maybe not that day, but within the week before the next Sunday, it would rain. And if it was still needed more rain, they do it again. But it somehow or other, it's like the essence of being prepared and singing the song, you know, as a part of almost a devotional. I dreamed of rain and the rains came. And if they did just the chorus at the end of the service and not the song in the middle, it didn't have near the same effect. It wasn't near as effective. But I mean, it was fascinating because they made some comment about, somebody made some comment about it, and someone else said, no, when they sing the song, it rains. And it does. So we can't.
I love the advice here in rule number 8 about how you can love your passengers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really, you know, the human dynamics
Mhm.
Mhm.
and the interaction is, you know, it expresses love.
Mhm.
And the
And
lack
how-
of,
Yeah. Finish. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I was going to say in the reverse, the lack of it, right? The lack of the interaction, you know, people feel unloved, they feel disrespected.
Yeah.
Which, you know, all of those kind of negative feelings that if you don't make time for someone, you don't listen to them, you don't recognize them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, like
Mhm.
some little simple thing like walking down the sidewalk right before this session, there were 3 gentlemen walking together towards me, and you know, and I kind of step aside with my dog and I look up at them and smile, but no recognition, right? They didn't look at me. Our society, you know, and it kind of deflated me for a moment.
Mhm.
Not long, but it just saddened me, right? Just a little small thing like that, I feel is just a nice thing to recognize somebody, even if you don't know them. You know, Sam Walton from Walmart, as you know, I worked there for quite a while. One of his rules, well, you know, he had his little rules. He called it the 10-foot rule. And when you approach somebody, you know, from about 10 feet, you know, look up, smile, and acknowledge them, even if you don't know them. Just have that positive exchange.
Mhm.
And it's amazing how it can just really, just a little look and a little smile and an acknowledgement, recognition, which was number
Yeah.
you know, recognizing someone's presence, right?
Mhm.
Just
Mhm.
that small little gesture can be so impactful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think out of all of this, what strikes me the most profound or the strongest is that ultimate rule of positive energy. That your positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone and everyone's negativity. And your certainty must be greater than anyone's doubt. I think that's going to go in real big print up on my wall. I really like that.
I
And
do.
put an umbrella with it.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Yeah, an umbrella is great.
You know what? And it doesn't rain here. We have not had any rain for so long. The storms keep breaking up and going around us. So I'm going to use the umbrella and maybe look up the words to that song.
Nice. So what also comes to mind is David Hawkins and his map of consciousness.
Oh, yeah.
Right, right. In fact, oddly enough, I was just having this conversation with one of our city council representatives. You know, you don't have these types of conversations with everybody, right? You know, not
Yeah.
Right.
right. But so it's amazing to me how in life, many times you just kind of find each other.
Mm-hmm.
So there is one city council representative here in Colorado Springs where we resonate with this kind of talk. And so she was about ready to go into, we have a new mayor here in town. They have 4 new members on city council. And like with anything in life, especially with the team, you know, you go through the forming, storming, norming,
Yeah.
right? Performing. Well, they're still storming, you know, and you know, and there's not good energy all the time. And so she was you know, concerned about going into Friday's meeting and all the past energy at the end of the day, because there was another meeting and I saw her and it was apparently a very positive meeting. But in the morning, we talked about positivity and the map of consciousness with those higher level energy vibrations that you can bring into your interactions with the world and with others, and how it has that multiplicative impact. That positive energy has that, you know, logarithmic impact on everything.
Yeah.
Which is that's very very good. And that goes back to your statement, your positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone and everyone's negativity. And it's good to know that generally on the map of consciousness that your positive energy has greater impact than the low level energies, even though sometimes in the moment they seem pretty strong, energetically they're really not.
You know, I think one of the things that as science of mind practitioners and ministers is being taught that no matter what's going on in a space, we can invoke, recognize, evoke the presence of the divine and the infinite mind and love. And so, yeah, there'll be some people that won't be open to this process that is provided in this book. But I still really believe wholeheartedly in my commitment, that when I go into a space and do that little prayer treatment before, that it's not just me and another person, or me and somebody else, or me and somebody else that is not here for the same reason I am. God is still there. It is in me, it is in that person, it is in the space between us, it is in the conversation, because that's already known. And so I think in a sense, we have a key that may trump some of those, what people call rules, because I don't think they're solid rules when it comes to something like that.
Nice. A lot of power in the universe, a lot of power in God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good information. Thank you, Lynn.
Yes.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was very fun.
2 days, I thought, 2 days ago, I was like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And I went, oh my gosh, this book is sitting right here in front of me. I got to tell people about the book.
Well, we had fun, and that was rule number 10.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for sharing. Is there anything, last few words that you want to say?
I want the book.
You want the book? Okay. You know, I got it off Amazon. I guess I got it from Amazon.
Yeah. So Diane, you might want to give the book, or suggest it at least, to your friend from the city council that's on the same level.
That's a good idea. I will.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe I'll buy it for her. Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you. Yeah. It brings together all of that very nicely, right? Without being too woo-woo.
Right.
Yeah, it's not woo-woo. That's a good point. It's really not. But it says the same thing.
It does.
Yeah. Okay, so we'd like to also, at this point, let people know that we love offerings. We are meeting the first and third Thursday of every month, reminding you of that for viewers that will be checking in. And then this month is a month of 3 Thursdays. So on the 31st, we have a visioning, and would invite everybody to come to the visioning session. That'll be taught by Katie O'Byrne, our practitioner. But for our love offering tonight, there are a few ways that you could help us out. You can text the number 405-337-9739. I did good. I read that backwards. And the word for this evening is peace, and that helps keep everything circulating, and we appreciate that.
Very nice.
So thank you all again for being with me tonight and sharing this beautiful information, and we know it vibrates out to the world and just continues to go.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very fun. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Have a
Okay.
wonderful evening.
Oh, wait,
Bye-bye.
you gotta turn the recording off.